President Trump's approval rating here in South Dakota among Republicans, when we took our poll back in May, he had a 72% approval rating. That's only 1 percentage point behind Senator John Thune, who we know is very popular in South Dakota.
If you can see right now, it's kind of behind the car, but he is greeting first Governor Dennis Dugard, Senator John Thune, Senator Rounds, all right there, right away to begin greeting him for his first trip to South Dakota since announcing that he was running for president. I know Governor Dugard said he's going to be out here to greet him, but he is not going to that campaign event for Kristi Noem. And Don and Sammy, want to make sure I have this number right, but I believe it was $500. How much was it? Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
It cost to go to this event and then to get a picture?
Yeah, it was $500 to get into the event and then $5,000 to also get a photo with the president while attending.
Which was kind of strange because I was looking at Fargo's same event, kind of event that he held for the candidate up there, and they only charged $1,000 to have a picture taken with.
For a photo?
Yeah,
really?
for a photo.
It is interesting.
You must think South Dakotans have deeper pockets
see right
than
now
North Dakota.
You see Dusty Johnson, and I believe
you can see right
Mike
now that
Rounds.
President Trump is talking to Dusty Johnson. Yeah, you can see right now that President Trump is talking to Dusty Johnson as well as Governor Dennis Dugard. Of course, Governor Dennis Dugard doesn't have much time left on his term, and that is the seat that Representative Kristi Noem is running for. The opponent in that race is Democrat Billy Sutton. And earlier, a few weeks ago, President Trump was actually at an event and congratulated Kristi Noem for winning the race for South Dakota governor and saying it was a great win when obviously the race hasn't taken part yet. But they appear to be very close, President Trump and Kristi Noem.
Yeah, Billy Sutton actually just had an event in Sioux Falls last night with some younger voters just to talk about his platform and to remind people, you know, he is running for governor as well and wants to get his name out there as well, Billy Sutton.
Yeah, and I was talking to a political analyst, Emily Wanless from the Augustana University, and she was saying about President Trump's approval rating seems to be growing. Getting back to our governor's race, she was saying that she saw a poll where Billy Sutton was within the margin of error with Kristi Noem.
It looks like he is going to talk to family and friends right now.
Okay. Saw him give the signal to his people that he would be walking over to the crowd. Meeting service members at the moment.
As you can see right now, he's talking to family and friends and some people shaking hands, taking pictures, taking videos of him over here. I'm going to have to catch up with one of those people who got to meet President Trump.
Definitely.
Thanking the service for the military there at the Air National Guard.
You can hear chants now, I believe, Casey, of, what are they saying out there, Casey?
It is actually very hard to hear, and if it seems kind of awkward when I'm talking back to you, it's actually because it's very hard to hear. Air Force One is extremely loud, but yeah, they were chanting something. I couldn't make out exactly what it was. I'm not sure if it was Make America Great, but yeah, definitely a lot of pictures and videos, and definitely what these people were hoping for when they said they got to come to this event. Like I said earlier, some of the people I do recognize as being staffers with Rounds and family members of Thune. Of course, you see people with the military there. And I talked to a gentleman earlier today who's from Dakota Dunes, and he's a strong Republican, he said, and he was excited that he got the chance to come out here. It didn't cost him anything. This was free, so free compared to that $500 or $5,000 that those people are spending later tonight. These guys are getting free pictures with him. So
I don't see anyone trying to do any selfies, though, do you?
No, it doesn't look like a selfie. I guess, yeah, that costs $5,000. So if you want a picture with him still, it looks.
Looks like Senator Thune has one of his grandchildren.
And to note too, our photographer here, Kevin Kiergaard, is right here capturing this all. He has the security clearance that he gets to be out there, as I said, and
in the motorcade, the one-on-one interview with Trump. So we definitely have a lot of continuing coverage throughout the day. Dan Santella is going to follow the motorcade around, and then Perry Groten is at the convention center where that fundraising event is going to be held. We also have Sarah McDonald is going to be with the people who are protesting President Trump's visit. Of course, there are protesters there at Koval Lake.